Hello, hello. Welcome back to another 1.16.1 random seed speedrun. I just got a 32:59 with like 54 I was like 6 frames off, or 4 frames off a 33 minute. I'm gonna call it a 32:59. The spawn here, I saw the portal, the ruin portal, and I figured we'll go check that out. And as I was going up to it, I saw the village. I got lucky with some of the tools here. It meant I didn't really need to worry too much about tools immediately. I figured since I had a gold pick, I'd collect some blocks. I really should have just collected the netherrack that was there, because that would have been a lot quicker. But you know, we got 20 cobble. Heading into the village. Nothing exciting on that sword. Curse of Vanishing, which doesn't really matter, because ideally we don't die. I think I got a good amount of beds in this village, and getting hay bales was very, very quick with the golden hoe, which was nice. Meant I really didn't have to spend much time in the village. Ideally you want to be out of there within like a couple minutes. I like to collect 24 hay bales, which if you saw my last run, you'll know that's because it's easy to split up relatively quickly, and you'll have food for the whole run, and hay bales for falling off things in the nether, jumping off things. Basically substitutes a water bucket jump. 4 iron there, not too amazing, but pretty decent. Normally I'd like to get a iron pick as well, so like if I started in a desert, I'd be looking for a desert temple too, or even sometimes I even will quickly mine some iron if it's readily available, just because it makes it easier to collect, or it makes it possible to collect gold blocks in a bastion. But I don't think I did that this run, and you'll see how it went. I was pretty lucky in a few different spots, and I think I capitalized well. There were a few really close calls in this run, which you'll see as we go through. Here we are collecting the obligatory wood. It was a shame I didn't get a golden axe from that portal, but nonetheless, we collect the wood. Just gonna make all my tools here, which, you know, usually I make them right at the start, but didn't matter here. I realized I didn't need the hoe and the shovel. It's just force of habit going to go craft them. There you go, and that's why I collect 24 hay bales. Split it twice, you get 6 to work with in the nether, and 54 bread, which is way more than enough, but I just like the fluidity of crafting with the 24 hay bales. I hadn't seen a lava lake, and it was still, you know, it was pretty early. We're at 3 minutes here, so I figured there's a cave here, jump in, maybe try to find an underground lava lake. Because at this point, I've been doing a whole bunch of runs for the past hour or two. You know, it's okay to have a dud run. I'd only spent that 3 minutes, but luckily, watching the subtitles, I'd seen lava pops, and there was the zombie groans, so I knew that there was at least a cave nearby. And right here, next block, next 2, 3. No, okay, so yeah, there we go. Found a ravine, which is nice. Gives me lots of hope for a lava lake. Goes pretty low. Didn't see any lava down there immediately, but I figure if I wander about for a bit, I might get lucky. Really liking the timer mat here, so there we go. There's the lava lake. I want to get down there safely. I might have just jumped in and placed a block on the wall, but instead we, you know, approach it with a little bit more caution. Jump down there. When I was looking at that there, I thought it was only 3 lava in a row, but realized it was 4. Start doing the shape for the water. If you want to know how to do this, by the way, I did recently upload a video on how to make a lava lake like this. How to make a portal with a lava lake. I was pretty happy with how that came out, and I've actually had a couple of people tell me that it was an effective tutorial, so check that out. Anyway, in the Nether in under 5 minutes and right into a bastion. I freaked out there because I forgot I'd picked up the gold boots. But we got lucky. Had them from the portal. I normally really don't like these bastions because it's harder to find blocks of gold, but I think what happened here is that I just ended up looting all the chests. Okay, so that's brutal. You saw the hang right there. I've been having issues with my Minecraft where if I've been running it for long enough, it starts doing that. I think it's got to do with memory issues. Yeah, it happens a few times in this run, which is pretty frustrating, but I got lucky that it didn't happen anywhere too vital. So we're just checking the chests. Got all the obsidian we need right off the bat there for to portal out, which is really cool. Finding just a little bit of gold here and there. I'm hiding like that because you can get away with opening chests near piglins if they don't see you. I think that changed in maybe right after this version, or it might have changed 1.16.1 or 0.3. Sorry, this is 0.1. But in this version, I found this is an effective way to safely loot a chest. They can still see you through that tiny gap, so you got to be cautious. But I was getting a good amount of gold just from the chest. It's not heaps, but because I've got all my obsidian, I don't need to worry about that from trading. I just need the ender pearls. So, again, I really don't know how to effectively use this type of bastion. But on such a good time, I was really sort of trying to force it. 8 pearls already. But gonna need some more gold. I kind of forgot that this section is here. And I think there was a bit more gold in this chest. Another block. Not heaps, but it'll do the trick. While I was doing this run, I was sitting on a Discord call with a few friends. There was Ayyy, Louie, and Dak, and they're all kind of motivating me, which is good. There was a point in this run where I reckon it wouldn't have been a PB if it weren't for Louie calling me out on something. So shout out Louie, thank you. I had 13 pearls here. I kind of wanted more, but I think Dak egged me on to just move on from it. So here we go. Now we're looking for a nether fortress, and I think this is where most of the time in the run, most of the extra time in the run was spent. Here I'm trying to get my X coordinate to be above -60 or below -60, because that's where the next quadrant is. Playing it relatively safe here. And usually if I can, I try to pick the hay bales back up. You grab a few extra because, if you got to land next to a hoglin or something, you might that time it takes to pick up the hay bale may be the same amount of time it would take for a hoglin to attack you. So want to be careful there. So running through basalt deltas, it can be kind of nerve-wracking, but to be totally honest, I actually I love the thrill of it. It's a really nice amount of challenge. Initially, when they first added basalt deltas, they were very intimidating. Lots of little pockets of lava everywhere. But I think I've got a fairly good intuitive understanding of how they work now and where to look out for lava. And in the past month or two, my my block placement as like stuff like that there, while climbing or traversing through areas has gotten a lot better. Still room for improvement for sure. That probably will be for a long time, but yeah, it's pretty satisfying. So I'm realizing here that the path that I took was a dead end. So quickly trying to give up on that and get around this mountain to the left. That one. Being careful not to get messed up by the magma cubes. They can be very brutal. I've had a few runs end because one landed on me out of nowhere. Stuff like that. So yeah, if I had managed to find a nether fortress quicker, I'm pretty sure this would have been a sub 30. I can feel the sub 30. It's coming. It's coming. I just gotta be persistent with it, and I know I'll get there. I know I've got the skill set to do it. It's just a matter of like actually having the world work. You know, which is the nature of a Minecraft speedrun. You know, you never know what you're gonna get. Didn't want to deal with that. Yeah, but I honestly really like that. I love the you know, spontaneity of a run, trying to like work with what you're given. I always describe Minecraft speedruns as like, you go in with an ideal path, right? You know, you want to find a village, get your food, some extra iron, get an iron pick, get into a bastion. You know, you got the pathing, but the world is gonna throw obstacles at you that you got no idea what they are until you actually try the run. And so there's lots of just reacting to your environment, and I love that. I would like to get back into Mario 64 runs. The issue is that I currently don't have a functioning controller, and I really don't want to try to do it with a keyboard. Not ideal at all. But the thing about a Mario 64 run is it's more or less set. There's a very clear path, what you need to do. If you're not going for like world record runs, there's a little bit of room for error, but you know. Here we go. Found a fortress. That magma cube landed on top of me. I don't even think he was targeting me. I think he was just jumping, and I kind of walked into him and then almost fell in that lava. A little bit of a panic moment. I surprisingly didn't get a fire res potion from the bastion, which usually the reason you want a bastion first is so that you can get a fire res potion so that the blazes are easier, but I luckily still had an iron left and just enough wood to make the shield, so pretty confident. Also at 13 minutes with probably all the pearls I need and in a fortress, I was, you know, very motivated and fairly cautious as well. I often won't bother with a shield, but I knew that this was PB pace, so wanted to get it right. Trying to find blaze spawner. There it is. And I don't think we were here for all that long, actually. This is pretty good. For the most part, the blazes were fairly generous in their item drops. That Enderman, he kept wandering around me. A little bit nerve-wracking. I was fairly focused on the spawner though. Here we go. See, like right there, that That would have been a really bad time for him to aggro me. Suppose I could have just ran off, but yeah. Just building a little cage back there that I can hide in if I do catch fire. You know, sometimes you'll get shot by a blaze from way on the other side of the Nether Fortress because they have impeccable range. So you always got to be cautious of that. But I think here it was pretty, you know, there's the warped trees that are kind of in the way. There wasn't really much room for any blazes to shoot me from a distance. Right there, I was looking at my coordinates. I'm pretty far out. The negative 500 is kind of surprising. Don't really know how I got there. And I think that might even be into one of the outer quadrants. Yeah. Anyway, we're getting very close here, but there we go. That's 6. Could have probably left with 6, but I don't think it's ever a good idea. At the very least, 7. You got a little bit of room for error. And actually, now that I think about it, I needed the 7. It was, you know, I lost a couple eyes on the way. Here we go. Nothing from that one. There's the other one. I could have just ran away from here. I was waiting for him to shoot, but I guess, I didn't know this, but I guess they don't start the fireball cycle if you've got a shield up. He started it right there. There's the 2-3. I didn't really need to bother with that one, but I did. Hoping for maybe 1 extra. Because my plan here was to kill an Enderman or 2 just to get the extra pearls. Probably could have dealt with it in the open, but with all the blazes there, I really didn't want to risk it, so built a little hidey hole. This can be really annoying sometimes. In the Nether, when you're fighting Endermen, they can teleport to some stupid spots, and you can waste a bunch of time. Here, wait for it. He just falls off something. I got lucky that he dropped a pearl and that he fell off something nearby and not off in some random spot. I think it turned out I didn't actually need that pearl. But, you know, not going down there because wither skeletons. Don't want to deal with that. So right here I'm trying to bring my coordinates down so that I can portal into a more appropriate place. Actually, now I think about it, I might have been near the second ring of strongholds if I were to portal out where I was, but I'm unsure. I need to look into that a bit more, and yeah, because currently most of my understanding is focused around the area closest to 0-0. Usually don't bother going any further than that. I think the strongholds get further and further spread out. I was lucky there, I didn't catch fire. That was, yeah. Unfortunately, I was running out of blocks here. You know, and I could have probably dug around a bit, but I didn't want to go trying to collect blocks in the Basalt Delta. Just, you know, that's dangerous. Although I think I did climb up this wall. Yeah, but I don't go much further than that. So we're almost out on a good pace. Like I was really stoked at this time. I've had a few run attempts like this recently, but there was always something that went wrong. As there often is, you know, whether that was a mistake of my own or just something to do with the environment, which, you know, either way. I I don't know what that explosion was. Very odd. Anyway, it's not the perfect spot, but I decided to build a portal right here just because this nether wasn't doing me any favors. I end up having to travel for quite a while here. This is another spot where there could have been a time save. I could totally see doing like a 20-minute run. Like absolutely I could see doing a 20-minute run, but everything has to work out right. So, yeah. First eye breaks. That was really motivating. Really getting the hype train going. Yeah. So, as you can see, my my Z coordinates going down. What I really should have done here is identify that the stronghold was pretty far away, because despite the fact that I moved off to the side there, it appeared that the angle was almost exactly the same. I had 10 more obsidian on me, right? Like, I could have gone back into the nether, traveled however far, maybe just like another 100 blocks in the nether, and I probably would have came out like pretty much right on the stronghold. So next time I'm in a situation like that, I think I'll be more aware of it. But you know, I knew that either way I was on PB pace here, and I didn't want to risk going back into the nether, especially considering it was all Basalt Delta, and despite what I said before, they are probably the most dangerous biome in the nether. Yeah, so with only 13 eyes, I was a little bit worried here that a couple would break. But I thought, yeah. I'm looking at the coordinates here, and because the Z's still going down, you sort of look at the total of your X and your Z. There's another hang. This is so frustrating. You see the rage wiggle. Yeah, you sort of add the two numbers together, ignoring your X and Z, ignoring the negatives, and I think it's from like 2100 to like 3000 roughly. I really need to brush up on my stronghold ring understanding. That'll hopefully bring me into the next level of Minecraft speedruns. So while I'm doing this, I'll mention I've got a big project coming up. I don't want to say too much, but it's in the works. It's requiring me to learn World Painter, which has been a little bit of a struggle. But I'm sort of estimating it'll probably be done early December. For reasons I can't really say, I'm hoping to have it done before the end of the year. That's sort of the goal, and I'm pretty sure I can do it. So stay tuned for that. It'll probably be the biggest video I've done ever, really. Yeah. So I'm pretty keen for that. And I'm lucky too, I've got like a real supportive group of friends all into Minecraft as well who are willing to help me when I need it. And yeah, but I gotta learn World Painter first. But we'll get there. As soon as I've finished the first bit with World Painter and got confident with that, the rest should be fairly easy. But yeah, pretty excited for that. So yeah, I wasn't really expecting to get this get this run. I thought that project would be my next video, which is partially why I released the I love refrigerators, which you should check out too. It's only 12 seconds. It's a good laugh. Yeah, I released that thinking that I wouldn't have any content for a little bit while I worked on the project, but managed to get this. Another hang. See, they get more and more frequent until they restart the game, but obviously on the pace I was on, I wasn't going to restart the game. Just really, really hoping that it didn't happen in the end, because that would have been unfortunate. Noticing a slight angle change here, and another broken eye. Starting to get a little bit worried. I've only got 12. If the portal was empty, then you know, I couldn't have a single other one break. But I got pretty lucky. I won't say exactly what happened, so I won't spoil it. But here we go. I know I'm getting close because of that angle change. I'm getting pretty pumped, and Louis, Aussie, and Dak are, you know, giving me the motivation. I don't know what I was doing with this mountain. I probably should have just got on the ground and walked around it. But, you know, here we go. So I end up just walking around it anyway. Speaking of mountains, really looking forward to that 118. Hoping that collectively we'll decide that it's going to be a new speedrun category. I feel like with the terrain changes, it would have to be in its own category. And look, honestly, even if speedrun.com doesn't open a new category for it, I'm just going to start running 118 anyway. Yeah, I haven't really thought about what differences it would make. Probably nothing too major other than just the way you travel through the world. But I'm excited nonetheless, partially because clean board, you know, good chance to get a high enough sort of rank. Like my I had like an hour something run for 1.16 like months ago, and I was in the top couple hundred. But then Dream kicked off, and Dream was speedrunning. So then everyone and their dog started speedrunning, which is, you know, I can't complain. It's like a more realistic. I like the competitiveness. It's cool. And with this new run, I managed to get from, I think I was in the 1900s. Now I'm in the 1700s. Hoping I want to get into that top 1,000 before 118 though. Yeah. So I'm trying here to go off to the right side a little bit to see. I was expecting way more of an angle. I thought it was another hang. Love that. It's annoying too because I know that the game doesn't fully freeze because the sound engine continues to run. You'll hear all the sounds. And I think you can still move. It just appears to be a graphical thing. I've never experienced it in 1.17, but then again in 1.17 I don't create new worlds constantly, so who knows? Who knows? I think it's a RAM issue. I'm not the only one who's got it. I've found it online, but I haven't found many solutions. It seems to be you can drop the amount of RAM that Minecraft is allocated, and it will decrease the length of the hangs, but increase the frequency, and vice versa. So if you dedicate more RAM, the hangs will be more dramatic. I used to have 4 gig dedicated, and the hangs were really bad. I dropped it down to 3, which has made them more frequent, but it's a little bit more manageable. Not gonna lie though, I was very scared here that that it was gonna happen while I was trying to do the one cycle. Getting really close here. Really close. Yeah. Yeah, I reckon that if I had of... there's another break. I've only got 10 eyes left. If I had have done that, used the extra obsidian I had, gone back into the nether and gone further, I could have made this like a 25 minute, roughly. Or at least a sub 30. See, those hangs are getting more and more frequent. But we've found the stronghold, basically. 9 eyes now, which is painful and scary. I was honestly prepared to get into the stronghold and just have this be a dud run. But at the pace I was on, obviously, I had to know for sure. Right here, this was a rough estimate. I probably wouldn't have dug down in such an arbitrary spot if I had more eyes. But with the amount I had, I didn't want to keep throwing them and trying to find it. So, yep. Identifying the starting staircase, because it's you know that the portal room generally isn't very far from it. There it is. So I just ignored the... See, look at that, 4 eyes. 4 eyes. I think that's like a 2% chance, which is just awesome. I had an extra one, so I didn't need to kill that Enderman either. Okay, here, I put my cobble in my offhand to pillar up with while I dug. And right here, I just didn't see it. I just forgot that I had it. And this is what I mean when I say that Louis saves the run, because they pointed out to me that I had a pick. I had cobble. I could make a pick. So I was like ready to basically give up there. And Louis, they just straight up save the run. I honestly don't think it would have been a PB without it, especially because this was one of the fastest dragon perches I've had. I barely had time to set anything up. Watching the drag right there, he starts perching. So I'm trying to build this quick as I can. I'm panicking a little bit, getting my beds onto my hotbar. I missed one of them. I don't even have hitboxes on at this point, but I just blow up a couple beds to try and keep it in the air while I get my shit together. I had a few really good hits here, which was awesome. Bam, there it is. Knew that I had the PB. Very satisfied. Lots of cheering. Listened to multiple Queen songs afterwards, just to revel in it a bit. 32, 59, and 56 frames. There's the seed there. Yeah, so hopefully I can get a sub 30 soon. This is the speedrun mentality. It doesn't matter what you get. You can always get better. Unless you're playing a fully optimized game, but you know, there's no way really to fully optimize this. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.